Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your July 2015 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant sun or moon in the lovely Leo, my big cats. And I am back using my main Shadowscapes deck by Stephanie Puy-Moon-Law. And the update is I still don't know when I'm going to be bringing back the sex and relationship videos, but I have decided that I am doing the couple sessions. So if you or your partner want to sign up for doing that, just feel free to email me, let me know if you want to do that, and I'll get you scheduled. So it is $75 per hour, and I usually do the 1 hour sessions. Same with the individual. I am still doing individual private sessions for clients. If you'd like a private reading with me, feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. All my scheduling and pricing information is also on the About section on my YouTube channel. So feel free to check that out. And I'm going to be kind of updating that periodically as I go along until I have my website up. So I did have to stop my computer for a moment, and I did want to start again basically with your spread, but I laid it out already. And I do want to say that I feel like this month is kind of going to be a tough month, to say the least. You almost have what I call a wall, which is a lot of strong obstacle elements for you to overcome, okay? And you guys don't usually have this, but I feel like it's been building for some time. And I feel like, and maybe it's planetary issues for you, or maybe things are just kind of coming to a head. But you've got some strong cards here, very strong. And it doesn't feel like you're going to be or feel like your usual self in the month of July. It feels like you, more than any of the other signs, are going to be, in a way, kind of in the depths of despair. Like, I hate to say that, but I feel like some of you are going to be in the depths of despair, and you're going to be needing to kind of get back on the horse, to so to speak, as far as relationships, as far as life in general. I feel like you don't want to stay off the horse for too long, because it's not really a good place for you to be. And we need you, Leo. We need you to be, on fire, setting the world on fire. So you've got to get back out there, okay? This is where, because it's really, really complex, and I almost don't know really where to begin with it. I really strongly recommend private reading, because this is where you're going to get the most. This is where I can help you the most. Okay, everybody's situation is going to be different. I'm not saying not all the Leos in the world are going to be watching this, but not all Leos are going to be going through the same things. So, this is where I just strongly recommend a private session with me. And I am doing, just so you guys know, I am doing, payment plans for select individuals who feel like they can't, pay it all at once. That is an option if money is a problem. That kind of helps split things up. But generally, when it comes to finances, I don't recommend going into any kind of debt to talk to me, or to talk to any counselor, because it doesn't really help you then. It just makes you more in debt. So, as helpful as I can be, and as helpful as other counselors are, other psychics are, it's never good to really get to that point. So, but it is an option. But I think for you, this is more emotional pain that I feel like you're going to be in. And I'm just going to start with, the reason I say that is because you have the Five of Pentacles is the card that is the foundation. So this is waterworks. This is a breakup, feeling like lonely and sad, and when am I going to meet Mr. Right, and why did I just break up with that person, and I can't believe I said all that stuff, I can't believe I did all that stuff, and she's crying her eyes out, okay? This is a moment where she's in bed and she's crying, okay? You also have the Four of Pentacles coming in from the outside, which is disconnect. This is, also kind of, I'll call this the wallowing card. I really think of Cancer or Pisces or Scorpio with this. Also, Aquarians have a tendency to wallow as well, or just disconnect from their reality and their surroundings. This is where you may not want to engage with the world at all. You may not want to talk to anybody or do anything or go out at all. This is just where you're like, fuck it all, that attitude. But it's more just like inability to concentrate. You're distracted by the pain of the breakup. I feel like a lot of you have broken up with somebody, and I say that also because you have this Three of Swords, which is in the recent past. So this is pain and suffering and brokenheartedness. So that's why I really feel it's a breakup. So you might have broken up with somebody. This could have even been years ago, but I feel like it's more recent, okay? I feel it's more recent because you got the Five of Pentacles as the foundation. This isn't a foundation. This is like you're distracted by your relationships and the pain and suffering that you're going through this breakup. A positive foundation would be really anything else. The Joy card, the support, I call it the support card, any strong, even like some of the victory cards. But for the Five of Pentacles, it's sort of just like you can't build a house in the sand, because it's going to get swept away in the water. And there's so much water between the Four of Cups and the Five of Pentacles via your emotions, just emotional water, that it's not a foundation. You may feel like, and you may not have a place to live or any kind of support system. You may feel really alone, which is very sad for me to see for you, because I don't like it like that. You have such vibrancy and you have such light, because it's natural light. It's like naturally lit up because you have the Leo warmth, the sun, that it's sort of just like someone's turned the dimmer on. You're turned down. It's like all the way down. And that's not good for you. And that's not good for everybody else. We want to see you, Leo. We don't want you to be like this. So part of the reason that, you broke up is because someone got scared. Okay, you got the Nine of Swords here. Someone got scared. I call this the chicken shit card. Some guy's a chicken shit. Could be a girl too, but I see it as a guy. Usually, things are too good for guys. They can't handle it when things get too good, which is totally moronic in my mind. But, that's how it goes. So you have him being a chicken shit, and he may be an air sign. So Leo, this may be a Leo Aquarius combination. So you're Leo, and you may be have dealt with an Aquarius male. Now Aquarius men are really difficult to deal with at the very least, okay? They are really tough. Their standards are really high. They demand a lot from you. And they're heartbreakers. They are heartbreakers. This could also be a Libra or Gemini guy as well. This could also be a Capricorn male, because you have the Capricorn male in the center of everything, which it means to me, it shows me that you kind of have a bird's eye view of your life right now. You're so absorbed with him that it's just like you can't think about anything else. And you gotta snap out of this, because this was fated to happen this way, okay? Fated to be. And that means, and that's the outcome too, which means, for the month, for pretty much the entire month of July, you're dealing with fate. You're dealing with what I call the rocky road of fate, which means, you know, you're driving along and fate takes the wheel and says, no, don't turn left, turn right, you know? And so you go on all these detours and you go all through the potholes and all that shit happens to you. And it's just like, why the fuck did that happen? This was not supposed to happen, but that's fate. It's sort of fated to be that way. And things don't happen the way you want them, the timing that you want them to happen in. It's sort of just like you get to kind of a dead end in July, okay? A dead end where you can't continue this relationship anymore. Again, this could be a Capricorn. It could be you and Cap, the Leo Cap combination. This is generally somebody who's good with their hands. You know, I call this the dentist card. This is the mover, shaker, brick maker, candlestick maker type person. Okay, this is a person that's, you know, the Mr. Fix-It of the zodiac. Okay, but it almost doesn't matter because, you know, honestly, it doesn't even matter who he is. I just feel like he's broken your heart, Leo, and I don't like it for you. I don't like it at all because you're so sad and you're so low. You're just so low. Like the dimmer, like I said on you, your dimmer switch is like all the way down, and this is not good. And you know, there's restrictions here. There's restrictions. This is the Eight of Swords is the karma card. The Eight of Swords is also the card about feeling like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. This is what I call the black hand of emotional death, okay? And because this is, I do see in very rare occasions, this is the death card. So you may have suffered, because you have this Eight of Swords plus the Three of Swords. There may have been a death in the family, and there was somebody else who got that. I don't remember who it was. But some of you have, like, you're dealing with death. I feel like that's part of what you're dealing with. Some of you are dealing with what I would call emotional death, where it's just like you feel like destroyed by this person. Like you're just like, you can't get over it. Like it's painful. You're sad. You're like, how, you know, you feel like you can't, and maybe get out of it in some ways. Maybe this is someone who, you know, you feel stuck, you know, in a relationship with, or there was some kind of element of feeling stuck. Like there was nothing you could do about the situation or make any changes to the situation. And their fears kind of were taking over, you know. The thing about the karma also is we meet people and there's cords of attachment. There's karma because through the cords of attachment, okay? So you're supposed to learn from this person, okay? This is not somebody that you're supposed to be romantic, lovey-dovey with in the end, okay? So you need to realize not all relationships are meant to be happily ever after, white picket fence. Some relationships you're meant to learn from. And it's really hard when you have a karmic relationship, because that means you feel like you want to jump their bones immediately and you have a strong connection. But this is where there are significant lessons for you to learn from this person. And as hard as it is, I feel like the sooner that you learn these lessons and you kind of understand what they were there to teach you in your life, the better off you are down the line, okay? The sooner you can kind of get over it. You have a little reprieve. So this is what's kind of been going on for you. This is the beginning of July. In the beginning of July, I feel like it's really, really tough time, okay? Mid-July, you have a little reprieve, the Three of Pentacles. You know, this is the coworker card. This is feeling supported. So you're kind of back a little bit on your A game with it when it comes to career. You're a little bit less distracted. But then again, you go into being distracted later on in July, okay? So I feel like you start off being sad and lonely and depressed and hurt. And then you go into feeling a little bit better, like things are looking up, and then you kind of get distracted and you don't feel like doing much. You just feel like playing. that's the Leo for you. It just kind of feels like playing with the yarn ball kind of thing, and not really doing much. And know that, you have the King of Swords looking down on you. It's an interesting thing where you're kind of checked out and you're sort of just like off in your own world. The King of Swords is around you and looking out for you, and can see that you're just like, you're depressed. You're mildly depressed and you don't really know what to do. It's very natural and normal. Okay, so the King of Swords is somebody that's a deceased loved one that's around you in spirit. Okay, this is also, I think of this as God. God's looking down on you and saying, it's going to be okay. You're going to be all right. We're here for you. I'm here for you. You're not alone. And I'm getting a tingle on this. You're not alone in all this. Your sadness and loneliness and heartache, they're there, and they're there, trying to comfort you as best they can. And they see kind of what's going on. And they don't like it either. Okay, they don't like it. They don't like it because deceased loved ones never like it when we're upset. They just don't. Because obviously they want the best for us, Which, okay, so then it leads to the Emperor, which is the dead end, okay, which is, again, the Fate card. This can, again, be a Capricorn, Aries, or Taurus, male or female, but in this reading, I feel like you're dealing with fate. So fate has said to you, okay, you're blocked. That's kind of what it said to you, So in the position of emotions, you also have the Page of Pentacles, which is another little bit of a reprieve. This is the going back to school card. Some of you were in school, some of you were studying, maybe continuing education, getting more accreditation. You're a little bit overly concerned at some point about, and this has come up for several of the signs in the same position, I think. You're overly concerned about money and material security making you in the position of your emotions. So it's like money makes you happy. It's like your job makes you happy. It's like your school makes you happy, or your quest for material wealth makes you happy. And happiness cannot come from the external, okay? It can't be, it can't be entirely all about the external. It has to be more an internal process, okay? Better to find happiness in things that are free than to be dependent on things that are not free and part of the external world to make you happy. Okay, that's my clarification there. And I feel like, this is someone who, has a little bit of a materialistic side, okay? And it can be, the beast is like a sleeping dragon, and the beast is like inside of her, and it's like, if the beast wakes up, at any moment, she could become what you might call a clothes horse. Or she could become extremely materialistic. And that could be all that really matters. And it needs to change. That needs to change. Because that's not where true happiness comes from. And I just heard somebody say, this is true, but that handbag was nice. So, somebody likes handbags out there. Somebody has a nice closet. Somebody has, a collection of coats. Somebody actually has a collection of fur coats, which is interesting. I don't understand furs very much. It's one of those things I don't really get. But that's okay. Not everybody has to get everything. So it's just like, but it's sort of just like, okay, so to make this a cohesive reading, there are things that are challenging you, mainly in the relationship category, okay? I feel like things career-wise are going well. which I think going back to the mid-June and June readings, that's kind of where you were supposed to be at anyway. So it is possible that because of your career, you kind of split from, you know, the focus on relationships. But there is still a residual focus on money, an over focus on material security for your happiness. And you would do best to work on that. Because that would be where you're heading down the wrong track, okay? I'm going to pull another card to see how we can kind of get past this. This is a major challenging time, majorly challenging time. You know, it's not impossible to overcome these challenges, but I feel like your life is going to be kind of starting, stopping all through July. It may be like one day you feel great and, you know, you're going out and you're going to school or you're going to work and things are great. And then you come home and things are absolute shit with your partner. You break up, you decide to get a divorce, and then you disconnect. Or maybe this you've already broken up, so you've disconnected, and then, you know, you are just kind of hanging in there. You got the Hanged Man card and the Two of Swords. You may even try to get back together with this guy or this girl. You see the potential in the relationship, but they don't, and they don't necessarily want it. I feel like you're going to get rejected at some point. So if there's a guy that you're after or a girl that you're after, be very cautious, because I feel like it's really fated for it to come to an end. You got the Emperor, you got the Tower, you got the Two of Swords. Do not push it, Leo. Do not push it. This is not a time to push for this relationship. You need to literally let it go. Let it go. Because it's actually, if this is a person who's unavailable because they're in another relationship, this is where you're accumulating negative karma. You're accumulating this negativity, and it is blocking all of your blessings. It is blocking financial prosperity for you. Even though work is good, I feel like you do have strong blocks. This Four of Cups coming in, and you know you're distracted, so that it's not like you're getting the cash card here. Okay, so it's the opposite. It's you're distracted. You know, you're not getting the blessings that you should be getting. Okay, it's going to be a major time. Major time. Don't push it. Don't try to get back together. Let it go. If you did try to get back together, the Tower is going to come in and try to take it away again. So it's sort of like where the Emperor will come in and take it away again. And it's not like this is something that, you know, this is all kind of, it's not like the universe is punishing you in any way. So it's not like, okay, if you don't let it go, you're going to get punished. No, it's not like that. It's just that the universe sees that this relationship isn't good for you and is stepping in, okay? And they're allowed to step in. There are certain laws and there are certain times where they're allowed to step in. And I believe that this is one of those times that they're stepping in. Or things are kind of happening because you're going down the wrong road with this person. This may be a person that, again, is in another relationship. They have another partnership. And this individual, I feel, really just wants to be free. I feel like you're dealing with, or you're going to be dealing with, another player. You know, you've got the bloody wanker. You've got the number one player. You've got the chicken shit guy. You've got the Tower. You've got the karma. It just all adds up to being, for you, you're attracting in people that are not good. They're not good for you. And you have to stop it with the playing around, messing around with them, because it's just going to make your life really a living hell in July. Okay, and I'm not trying to be negative there, okay, because I don't want it to be that way for you. But you've got to let it go. If you're in a relationship with somebody who's in another relationship, you've got to let it go. It's interesting. So I pulled one final card as, you know, the overall. And there's another card too. This was kind of the card at the bottom of the deck. I like to see what's at the bottom of the deck. The thing that's hidden, or the thing that's you don't know, or the thing that's what you want most, okay? The thing that you want most is the Ten of Cups, which is interesting, Leo, because this is, you know, the sex card. Also, it is the card about having basically love, romance, bliss, and happiness, having like the whole thing, the whole ball of wax, I call it. Amazing chemistry, hot sex, and love. And, you know, that's what you're really looking for, but you're not getting it with these guys. These guys that are in your life, they're just not good for you. You could be in a relationship, guys, you could be also in a relationship with girls that are not good for you, because there's several girls in here, and a lot of them are water signs. So, you know, you got to just watch out for that. But the final card here is the World, and the World is everything is at your fingertips. Having abundance, love, wealth, happiness, family, the world being your oyster. It's interesting that you're getting this card because July seemed like a very intensely difficult time for you. But I think if you look at it a different way, in the sense that you look at it from a place of gratitude and a place of abundance, and a place where it's not all about money, and it's not about career, and it's not about relationship. It's just about living your life and doing what you came to do, and shining your light. I think that, and kind of getting back to basics, I think that you will have the ability to tap into this energy. You know, when you get the Karma card and then you get the World as the outcome, it's sort of just like you're paying off karmic debts. You're paying off karmic debts. My suggestion, though, is not to get into any new karmic cycles. And you can avoid that by not being in a relationship with somebody who's unavailable, okay? Because then you're incurring more karma and you have to go through more cycles to kind of get it, to burn it off, basically. So it's sort of like if you're dating someone who's unavailable, it's like you're eating Krispy Kremes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you're going to have to continue. You're going to burn it off. You're going to have to burn it off by running a 10K, marathon, every lifetime, which makes each lifetime more challenging. So the reason this lifetime is challenging is because you're paying off karmic debts. The World is like the place that you get to at the very end, at the end of the line, when you're like just at the breaking point. So July might break you a little bit. I feel like it may break your heart. You may already feel a little bit broken. And you know, it's one of those things, it's just kind of getting me a little bit teared up. It's one of those things that you have to just understand that this is not punishment. This is just for your experiencing and the lessons learned, and you are going to get to that place of abundance, because once you kind of pay off these debts, it's like the world just kind of opens up to you. And that's what I feel is going to happen. I feel like that's probably going to happen sometime in August, even September. It's going to take some time. But you need to kind of keep that in mind. Always keep that at the back of your mind and say, okay, this is just temporary. These struggles are just temporary. These douchebags are just temporary, and keep your chin up. So anyways, I'm going to end there. It's a tough month, but I think you get through it. I send you big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.